Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 185 of the Jiu-Jitsu Dummies podcast. We're brought to you by Black Belt Digital Marketing. I can't get as excited as I normally do. It's been a rough week with everything that's happening in Jiu-Jitsu, so forgive me. I'm mentally drained. We are brought to you by Black Belt Digital Marketing. There we go. That's the excitement. That's the normal way I do it. Anything you need to build your business on or offline, web design, SEO, Google Ads, graphic design, printing, anything, we can absolutely help. Check us out at Black Belt Digital Marketing on Instagram. Our website is bbdigitalmarketing.com. Right there on the homepage, you can request a free review of your online presence, and we'll get you a nice report and video. It's really cool. My name is Milton Campis. I'm a black belt training out of Coral Springs, Florida. We got my co-host, Ben. But why don't you go ahead and do your introduction?
Hi, my name is Ben Stark. I'm a third-degree black belt training out of American Top Team Palm Beach Gardens in North Palm Beach, Florida. Thank you for having me again. Awesome.
We'll come back to Fight Tape in a second. Don't forget to like, comment, save, share, click that subscribe button. We really appreciate all the support. We really, when I say that every episode and I'm reading it, I really do appreciate it. This has been an amazing ride. We're going on 7 years doing the podcast. You've been with us going on 2. Are we going on 2 years?
Yeah, year and a half, 2 years.
Do you know what our anniversary date is, bro? Are you going to get me anything?
No.
We don't have a guest today. Just coincidentally, our guest had to cancel. We'll have him back on. But there's so much that's happened in the jiu-jitsu world this last week. Atos, Checkmat, Galvao. I'm going to say Kingsway, stuff that's happening there, accusations of on their students. Obviously, older stuff that's happened with Gordon and his brother. It's just been crazy. But let me just do a couple of quick shout-outs here. We are brought to you by academysafe.org. Academy Safe is a nonprofit whose mission is to clean up the martial arts, right, by advocating for background checks, U.S. Center for Safe Sports certification, and concussion training for all coaches and staff members. We're going to talk a lot about that, so we'll just say for now, check us out at academysafe.org, Academy Safe on Instagram. Check out what we're doing. Check out our mission. Support us. Have your coaches join. If you're a parent or a student, push your academies to do this. This is one way that we can get the creepers out of here and at least limit this. And I will say, I'm the first one to say, we are not going to stop somebody from doing something in the future, right? For those that don't understand what that means, right? We're not going to stop some asshole from, some jerk from doing something stupid, we know what's going on. We got to be careful what we say so we don't get blocked by the internet gods. But, we're not going to stop somebody from doing something stupid, but we can certainly get the people out that are hiding in plain sight, people that aren't, letting you know they're on a registry, not letting you know that they've had they have some type of past, domestic violence, things like that. So we're going to come back to that. But on that note, tell them about Fight Tape.
Oh, my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, if you are involved in the combat sports or athletics at all and you want the tippy top of athletic tape and gauze, Fight Tape is it. FightTape.us. Get the best. Get them at better prices than the big brands. Support local business. Have a good time. Oh, we can white label for you if you want to get fancy. DM me and ask about it.
So thank you to our friends over at Flow and Roll as well. Hands down, the best custom gi and no-gi gear in the business. I'll be with them at the IBJJF tomorrow. This is going to come out after, but they're going to be in Miami tomorrow. They're there today. This is Friday, the 6th. They'll be there the 7th as well. We're going to do a little filming, I think, talk about Academy Safe out there a little bit. You can check them out at flow_n_roll. They do custom designs for academies and even competitors all over the country. You can visit them at flowandroll.com. Get 20% off your online orders with code JJD. I bought my ticket yesterday. I'm going to be with them in Austin in a couple of weeks. In the February IBJJF in Austin, Texas. I'll be there the entire week, like 19th to the 22nd. So, again, it's been a heavy week. I do feel mentally drained, not only on the topic itself, but we've just had a spike in Academy Safe academies and coaches joining, which is great. But, we're also hearing the stories and seeing the stuff online. This morning, I just happened to come across Tom DeBlas on Instagram. And he was like, I'm taking a week off from social media. It's been crazy. I'm getting all these messages. I need a little time to, for myself and my family. And I was just like, I'm not the only one feeling that way. I mean, he's probably getting way more messages than we are. He's been in this space and talking about this. He's been very vocal about what happened to him as a child. And it's definitely, you know, I was feeling it. You know, my staff is feeling it. It's definitely worn on us a bit. You know, so hearing a lot of negativity. I think you mentioned before, and I've mentioned on previous podcasts, like I've talked to Rob from McDojo. Like this is, you know, I've had messages and phone calls just over the year that we've been doing this, but so much in a condensed period of time. I mean, it was a week ago that we came in here, we like just mentioned Atos and Galvao, and you know, since then it's just been this explosion of information. You know, I don't know if you have anything to add to that, but in particular,
I guess luckily haven't had to deal with the depths that you have, but I guess just from my involvement with this podcast and the fact that, you know, ATT PBG is the only Academy Safe school in Palm Beach, I've gotten a lot of questions from buddies of mine, guys I know around the state, going, "Hey, what is this? You've been talking about this for a year and a half, you know." And I sent all of them to you. I don't know how many actually came through. I know Juan from Fat Boy BJJ. Tough as Nails Jiu-Jitsu. He's already started the process.
Juan's going through the process. Yeah, man. He did his background check. He's done
bro.
all his stuff so far. Yeah,
he
was
did
quick.
that day of. He called me. I hit up you, and he started the next day, right on it.
We were wondering where he came from. I mean, I didn't, you know, ask him. We've communicated a little bit through Instagram now. We had just so much emailing going on. We had a little bit of like getting tagged as for spamming. You know, between our mass emailing, it was there was. If anybody knows what this means, the DNS settings in the registrar account where the domain is held, I cleaned that up, and now we're hitting the inbox on everybody's stuff. Good. So, you know, my staff had to go back and resend stuff. But, you know, if people check their spam or their bulk net folders, they were getting our stuff. So that was a little hiccup that we had to get over. But thank you for, Fat Boy joined. Juan Santiago?
I believe so,
Santiago, yeah. He joined. Erin Harp and Luis Mata from Gracie Apollo Beach. They went on the website and joined. I'm going to say this just so if anybody, you know, as you understand what we're talking about, and if you listen to the podcast, we've talked about Academy Safe a ton. If you go to the website, you can go to register your Academy page and just, you know, purchase. You can only do one at a time. We're tied to another platform, so it's not like add 5 coaches to the cart. It's just not like that. They each have to go and sign up. They each have to go through, set up a profile, so they each have to go in and buy, or the coach has to buy for each of them and then set it up, which becomes problematic because of the NBC Sports Engine platform. So the easiest way to do it, if you want to do this, you go to the contact form on our website, just fill it out, and there's a line item that says, I want to quote it exactly how we wrote it, which has been there for a while. So when you go to our website, just scroll down on the homepage and go to the contact form, and it'll say like subject, and it says something like, you know, ask for a walkthrough is basically what it says. Okay, I'm on the website now. In the subject line, it says, help me sign up myself for my academy. And the reason I think that that's the best thing that you could do is click on that, and you're going to speak to me directly. And let me walk you through the process. I'll answer all your questions. Everybody's got some questions. There are so many intricacies involved with this, at least from just the understanding what you're about to do. It's not a hard process.
As a gym owner, like, look me in my face. As a gym owner, plan or hire your own CPR first aid AED trainer and do it as a staff. It will save you so much headache.
I've been telling people, like you did it, your staff, part of your staff did it with us at my gym.
3 or 4 of us did it at once, and the others were unavailable that day.
Yeah.
And the 3 of us got done, lickety split. Everyone else was like 3 more months, 2 more months, 4 more months. Bring them all together, just make a day of it, provide lunch, get it done.
So I've told people when I'm talking to them, again, help me sign up, talk to me. I'll give you some tips. I'm going to give you websites that you can go to get equipment for cheaper. I'm going to give you my take on the security cameras and things like that. You can make your own decisions, but if everybody has these questions, talk to me. That very specifically on the CPR, I tell everybody, turn it into an event. Make sure that you know how many people your CPR person can handle. Like ours said, no more than 12. But, you know, potentially if you do get it with Red Cross, maybe they can bring in 2 instructors and you turn it into like a bigger event.
Your students.
Bigger event.
Student base that's trained is good too. You can fill in the gap.
Raise money for your academy, sell some stuff, whatever. Some people have even asked us if they could raise money for us. Absolutely. Raise money, donate it. You can go online. You can go on the website. There's donation buttons and all that stuff there. If you want us to collab a little bit on it, if you're local in Florida and we can collab, or if I'm going to be out where you are, we'll figure out something. But yeah, turn it into an event, make it a thing, make it a gym thing. And maybe there's going to be some kids that are even going to be able to do it. I was a lifeguard when I was in my late teens. Yeah. And I was, I had to do first aid CPR, and it was like a really good thing to have.
Can go through a CPR course,
yeah. It's easy.
And the AEDs are designed to be able to be used by kids as well.
My recommendation is that you go to the form, you fill out the form. I'm going to get that. Say, help me sign up, or whatever other questions you might have. I am the guy that's going to call you back if it's something about the onboarding process and you're already a member. Brandy is going to answer that.
Who's also wonderful.
She's awesome. I couldn't do this without her. Support@academysafe.org is her email that she'll respond to you from. But if you fill out that form, you'll get me. I'll explain it to you. Happy to do it. Been doing it all week. Telling everybody why I started this, if they didn't know already, because not everybody's listening to the podcast, but people are being, recommended, hey, do this.
It's kind of a no-brainer, guys.
I was on the phone with somebody who I'm kind of asking to be involved with Academy Safe, and I hadn't spoken to her in a while, and we're on we're texting, we we're texting, and she winds up, we finished texting, set an appointment, like in the future, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to talk on a video chat, and she texts me an image of an email, and it says, hey, man, I know that you spoke to the BJJ Safe guy on a podcast. Hey, who do you recommend I go to for a background check? And then she sent that, and I'm like, how crazy is the universe? We haven't spoken in months. I call you for this, and you're getting boom, and you get this, and we both say something about the universe, like in back to back, without seeing the other person's text. She's like, "Hey, funny how the universe works," and I go, "This universe is telling us something here, like that we need to work together." And we sent them out an invoice. Hopefully they'll be be signing up. So that would be the next step. I'm going to talk to you, and then the easiest way, so that you don't have to have all of your academy coaches set everything up on their own, we will send you one invoice, and then my onboarding team will get with you and get all the information for each person and set up the accounts. It's easier that way. Yeah. And then we'll email them. They'll do the background check, safe sport, and concussion course online. Through that email that they get, they could just click on them, keep it in their inbox, go through and do it all. And then once they're done with at least the background check, then Brandy's starting to communicate with the owner and getting in, proof of insurance, talking about lineage. By the way, if you want to get ahead of it, go on bellchecker.com, get a profile set up. You don't have to do that, but if you have nothing proving your lineage, that's a great place to get community involvement and people saying, yeah, I know that guy when he was a white belt.
Community. I got on there when it was in beta. I was living in Thailand, so 15 years ago. It's a cool product. I'm glad it's still around.
Basically, the guys from BJJ Globetrotters are kind of like the collab behind it, or not the collective, I should say, behind it. I know that they don't take credit for owning it, but I know that they were involved in it in the beginning, and it's become like a community thing where people donate their time and make it better. I saw that they were doing it for other disciplines, and I've never been able to find the page again, but I saw like these other, this checker, that checker, the other thing. Yeah. And so I really hope that they do it, because it makes our life easier to go and like Sambo, things from overseas. It's really wrestling. People with wrestling pedigrees, it's hard to get anything. But, we'll do the job and do the work of checking you out and making sure that, a lineage check, that's Rob's, big thing is, hey, there could be a black belt that's, never really received a black belt from anybody. So anyway, go through the process, get with me. I'll talk to you about it. You tell me how many coaches, and you don't have to add everybody at once, and you don't have to have all these things done. We're going to help you and point you in the right direction for the CPR. We're going to tell you where you can get an expensive AD or a cheap one, right? We know the places where you can go. So just get on the site. You get a listing page. Once the owner passes his background check, we're going to list you. You start getting some benefit. It will show you're not accredited. It'll show what's missing and what's not missing. But now people can start making a decision on whether they want to come to your academy or not. All of your coaches will be listed, and we'll show everything that they've completed. We're going to walk you through the process. It's a little bit of not a super invasive process, but it's a process for people that have all that stuff that I just said. It'll be real quick and easy, and you'll prove it to us. We'll get images, videos, pictures, whatever. But again, the easiest way is go to get with me through that contact form. I'll give you the rundown. We'll send you one invoice for everybody, set up the accounts, and then we'll go right to those employees, coaches, owners. We'll work with them to get all that stuff done. And for the owner of the academy, you don't have to worry about like chasing everybody down unless somebody's not doing something. They're not getting us anything they haven't put in their background check. Then Brandy's going to let you know, hey, she'll copy you on an email to your staff, to everyone, or to you and that person. And then you can light a fire under their ass. And that's it. And then we'll get you signed up. And at the end of the day, the first step to getting anybody who is potentially dangerous out of your academy is making sure that they haven't done something bad in the past. Yeah. And that's, hopefully going to come up in a background check. Additionally, we added some sex offender registry links on our resources page. So you can go to Interpol and look for any criminal, international, right? People coming in from other countries, right? So you can check them out on Interpol's search. And then we added a link to a Canadian registry and then the U.S. sex offender registry. So we got to delete the word SCX there. So all right, we talked about Academy Safe. This is crazy. We haven't seen this since. This is crazier than when it happened with Fight Sports. At least I wasn't. We put out a statement at that time that we were leaving. Me and my co-host at the time, Miguel, that we were leaving the Fight Sports affiliates that we were at. That this has been crazier. This has been nuttier. The flood of people signing up, but also people wanting to tell their stories has been crazy. But I think everybody's seeing that online, right? We're seeing tons of stuff
it's been
lots
everywhere.
of allegations on stuff. I mean, again, Atos, Checkmat, Kingsway.
It started a rash of I guess, confessions.
Not confess. Well, people telling their story.
Yeah.
The offender would confess, I guess.
Yeah.
I that's how we would associate that word with.
Yeah. I don't know,
the offender.
Someone that holds a deep, dark secret, they are still...
Yeah.
Either way, that's just English bullshit.
Yeah, okay.
But, it started with Atos, and then you saw Checkmat, and now, yesterday you started seeing about the coach from Kingsway. Yeah. Everything comes in buckets.
Yeah.
So
let's go through that. So we know, for those who maybe aren't following it, so we have Andre Galval accused of
grooming,
of the misconduct. Let's call it misconduct because it's going to be misconduct. You're going to have to look online for the rest because we'll get blocked if we say the actual words. So Andre Galval accused of some misconduct. He and his wife have now been, I guess, really asked to leave the affiliation. So anybody to help people understand the affiliate setup, right? I just explain it to everybody like McDonald's, right? There's corporate McDonald's and then there's a McDonald's on every corner, right? So it's Atos HQ. Usually the HQ is probably in some way, shape, or form in charge of the affiliation. In most cases, the affiliation could have an office that exists someplace else and then they run it. And I'm finding that a lot of them have boards, like Checkmat has a board. So they've been asked to, and then, right, the affiliates are the individual gyms. So they've been asked to leave the affiliation. So I don't know in that case if he had investors and he had other people that can keep that alive. They're most certainly going to have to rebrand and change the name not have him involved. I told you, and I told multiple people after our podcast on Friday, after waking up, I don't know if I said this on Friday, but I think I texted you. Maybe it was by Saturday when it the flood came out of info. I said I'd give it max 3 months, and they're at least. I said Atos will be closed down. I think it'll be gone. I think it's going to be gone completely. I don't know that you can come back from this. I feel like there are other coaches.
At the very, very minimum, they'd have to go completely dark, 6 months to a year, and then come back with a completely redone branding program.
Yeah,
but as much as
save the bones, you got to get rid of everything else.
Right. The easy thing would be change the name. But here's the thing: Galval's the only name that's out there. How many other people are involved in this? Because some of the accusers were saying
other coaches, right?
It seemed systemic,
but they haven't said names. We've
right.
only heard Andre Galval.
We've only heard Galval, and then we heard his wife's name in terms of her going, "Hey, you just got to deal with it."
Yeah, this girl, Alexa Hurst. Is the one that has said that. Yeah. Again, these are all allegations. I know that I believe she has filed a police report, but we don't necessarily have charges filed against him yet, right? So she's gone to the police. We have to make sure we say that right. So because I said to some people like, oh yeah, they're filing charges against him. No, she's gone to do it. She's done a police report, filed a police report. Now we have to see if they file charges, right? So that's Galvao, his wife. There's no. I don't believe there's a police report as far as like she would be criminally negligent on anything just yet.
I don't think she's really chargeable unless she's like covering up known offenses.
And we know what cover-ups have gotten people nothing.
Yeah.
So Galvao. So I know you had as far as the exodus from Atos, JT Torres, Josh Hinger, right? They're all gone.
I think I've seen at least 11 gyms like just popping up in social. We are no longer affiliated. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Now, I have to play devil's advocate on a certain level and just like ask the question: what if it turns out after an investigation or whatever that it is unfounded? Not saying that's the case. It doesn't seem like that's the case. But if nothing happens criminally, what happens then?
That doesn't mean that, you know, they've got to find enough evidence to do something. But I also understand, again, look, everything that we're talking about, I have not spoken to anybody there. Everything that I'm regurgitating here is from social media.
True.
You know, reading, you know, stuff that people put out. Not only do I understand that this may be systemic, it's being alleged that it's systemic. It's also, there are multiple women that say that they've had similar encounters with him. Do I have those names? No. Again, these are all allegations, but it's kind of, you know, the whole where there's smoke, there's fire. Can somebody lie about something? Absolutely. Could this happen to anyone? Absolutely. Right. Somebody could lie, say anything they want. But it feels like this is bigger, and it feels like other people knew.
How many accusers do we have for Galvao at the moment?
Really just the one.
Okay.
I think there's, you know, other people have posted or made comments.
But
or I should say, some of the articles that I read, specifically the link I sent you, bjjee.com, that's like BJJ Eastern Europe, they say other women have reported similar issues.
Okay.
Right? So,
but we haven't had anyone who was like, I did it, that he was successful in his attempts.
What do you mean I did it?
Like one of the girls is like, it happened to me.
Oh, I have not seen that.
Okay.
I have not seen that, but I've certainly seen other women come out and say something happened to them someplace else. I think everybody's very careful, as I was about my old gym. Nothing happened to me personally or my family, my wife, my kids. But you know, I heard stories, and the coach even wound up calling me and telling me why he did what he did. So girls, it feels like people are scared to say names because everybody's scared of getting sued. I had somebody, I didn't tell you this. I had somebody who's been on the show message me, his academy, the academy that he was at closed. They opened a new one, and he sent me a message. He's like, I want to come out and talk about what happened at my old academy. But the girl, she hasn't come out. He's like, I have to respect that. And I said, kind of talk to this person, do this, say it this way, but you can come out and say it. It's if that person wants to sue you. If they did it and they sue you, you would hope that the person they did it to comes out and goes, yeah, he did it to me. Like you run if you try to sue somebody and you really did it and the person hasn't come out yet, you open yourself up to that person coming out and defend, like, oh, you're going to sue him? You're going to sue somebody that's trying to protect me?
Yeah.
Or tell my story? Well, then you're
or that
come
person
out.
who's not coming out is going, I wasn't coming out for a reason.
I told him you can come on the show. I told him you can come on the show and talk about it. He's like, I'm worried about getting sued. He says, if I can get an attorney to tell me that I'm not going to get sued, I don't. Again, I'm not an attorney. I can't tell you what to do, what not to do. I've been very vocal about my old school, but I don't say his name and I don't say the school, and I'm like edging towards that. I also, you know, not to make this about me, but I've been really pissed at myself because I took down the review that I put up about my old academy because friends of mine that still are there, really, they didn't pressure me, but they kept on asking me, and they were like, his son asked me to reach out, and his wife asked me to reach out, and like, you're hurting the gym, and he's losing business, and he fired coaches, and I'm like, well, good. None of you guys should be there to begin with. You're supporting somebody that's done something
was it a
wrong.
scathing review?
Oh, well, I took my 5-star review, I turned it into a 1-star review, and I went from saying something positive to
of course.
telling the story of the fact that he was hitting on the girlfriends, wives, ex-wives, having again, alleged affairs. I can show you the text from the guy's other ex-wife whose children chained there, and she told me the story. I saved everything. Because if I mentioned it and I tried to get sued, I'd be like, you sure you want to sue me? Here's the stuff that I have. I mean, this is what I'm going to walk into court with. And you did something wrong. You're going to try to sue somebody. You better have a better attorney than I have.
Yeah.
Because my attorney, fucking, the guy that I'm going to go to and get advice from is
we're willing to go broke.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's like now I have a friend that's a heavy hitter, and he's on the board of Academy Safe, and he's the first guy I'm going to go to. And believe me, my attorney is going to be better than your attorney. And it's probably, I would hope, I'll let him tell me, but it's probably going to cost me less than what you're going to have to pay. And my attorney has sued Meta and won. Yeah. He's sued Biopharma and won. Yeah. Billions of dollars. And I hope I'm not putting his shit out there, but. So I've been dealing with, like, one of the things that's has had an emotional impact on me is like, why did I take that review down? Why did I take that down? Because I'm an idiot. Because I started to feel bad, and I started to feel it was weighing on me negatively. I'm like, I don't even want to hear from these guys anymore. I don't even want to deal with this, and I took it down. And I'm kicking myself that I took that down. I'm kicking myself that I didn't leave it up, and I've even been debating on putting it back up. I can just sending another review and saying what I know and just putting it out there.
I think with the Google platform, you can see your old reviews.
I don't know if it's, I deleted the review. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. I might be able. If I can do that, I'll do it. I'm probably going to do it, but it's bothering me because I'm doing this Academy Safe thing, and I'm doing what I'm telling other people not to do, which is I bowed to a little bit of the pressure. Again, nobody was forcing me to do anything. I was asked. Somebody took me out to lunch and was like, hey, dude, man, they're asking me to talk to you. I know you're your own person and this and that. And I was like, all right. But then, it started to make me feel a little bad. And the son's going to lose his gym, and the wife is going to lose his gym. And they said that he changed and he found religion and, all this stuff. And I was just like, I just got sick of people asking me about it. And I was just like, let me just take this down. And I'm an idiot. I did the exact opposite of what I've told other people to do. So I feel like I need to put it back out there. But with that being said, tons of other allegations have come out, right? So we have Galvao stepping down. The other one is Checkmat. This guy's name is Leandro Vieira. Apparently he was on the board of the affiliate. I believe this happened a while ago. When the accusations came out, I don't think the girl went public. Her name is Julia Trevino, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that she went public. I think she went to them. They removed him from the board. Again, I believe. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Put out an article, tag us in something, and I'll put that out there. She wound up now coming out and telling her story. Now she's being public about it, and now they're kind of defending their not defending, but saying, well, this is what we did at the time, and he's been gone. So that's the Checkmat situation. And then a little bit of a backstory on this one is, again, I'm trying not to say specific names because people are doing documentaries and coming out with articles. We were approached by a major publication. I was approached by a major publication to do an interview about who's the guy from Kingsway, the guy that fled, Mitchell.
The Aussie guy.
Yeah, what's his name? What's his first name?
Isaac.
Jesus Christ. Isaac Mitchell. Isaac Mitchell has fled to Australia. Is he from Australia? I don't even know. So. I didn't know him. So this reporter calls me. Says, I've been assigned to do this report, this article about him. Now this is before the stuff from Atos comes out. And I'm like, okay, I'm answering her questions. And I'm like, she's like, how famous is this guy? And I go, and she had asked me about Craig Jones and other people. And I say, even Gordon Ryan, how famous is he compared to them? And I go, I didn't even know who he was until this. I mean, I'm in Jiu-Jitsu and I know that he's been on competitions and stuff, but I go, I didn't even know of him until this happened. I said, the bigger story I'm going to not take credit for this, but I guess I'm taking credit for it. So the bigger story is where he came from, that he's coming from Kingsway, whose owner was accused, or again, there are allegations that he made his brother, Nicky Ryan, sleep. Gordon Ryan made his brother, Nicky Ryan, who was a minor at the time, sleep with his girlfriend. That's an allegation that's been out there. That's out there, and it's pretty. They talk about it on like dance around it on podcasts. But that's the story. We all like in the jiu-jitsu community. We know that that's the allegation. Now Natalia's been arrested. Gordon's moved on, but now you got Isaac. Right now, the reason I mentioned that again, this is before she does. The woman calls me to do the story. I tell her there's a bigger story here. And I'm just telling her about what happened with Nicky Ryan. And then like 2 days later, the Atos stuff comes in. And then now I've done a second interview. She's just like, hey, I put her together with Rob. Rob talks to her. Atos stuff still hasn't come out. Now we've both spoken to her again post Atos. And she's just like, what the F is going on? She's like, this is crazy. Like I'm trying to do a story on this one guy and there's a way bigger story here. So not only are they going to do this first article, I think they're going to keep it about this guy, Isaac, but now they've brought in their sports department to like, here you go. With all this information that we've given them. And now
it's going to turn a lot of people off to jiu-jitsu as a whole because some of the most high-profile players here are really shining a very negative light.
The thing is, people from outside of our world are still not going to know. They're not going to know when somebody comes on your door. They don't know that we know this because we're in the world. We're on the social media.
Saying, Brazilian jiu-jitsu itself is a very, very fast-growing sport. So people are Googling Brazilian jiu-jitsu in my area.
Yeah.
And these stories are going to be speckled in the top 5 links.
Yeah,
because
I
they're
think
going
most
to get way
people.
more traction.
I think most people are looking for Google business profiles, though. Yeah, but does it take that reset? Is it going to take that kind of reset to stop? This has got to stop.
It has to.
For good gyms like you, you're an Academy safe gym. I've heard nothing but we're signing up people and we're good. I don't think people are going to stop learning how to defend themselves, and people aren't going to go, well, I'm not going to go to the best martial art for defending myself. I'm a police officer. I'm a first responder. I'm a this. I'm a that because of this. But I'm going to be a little more picky on where I go.
And you should be.
Yeah, absolutely, right.
Or maybe not. I mean, people eat McDonald's.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but in moderation, right?
Yeah.
So I do that interview. Rob does the interview. We've spoken to her twice, and now not sure if she's going to, which way the article is going to go, but she's seeing all this stuff come out now. So,
as an academy owner, you work hard to build trust with your students, their parents, and your community. But trust isn't something you claim, it's something you prove and earn. That's where Academy Safe comes in. We help academies like yours stand out with verified safety standards. Background checks for all staff, U.S. Center for Safe Sport certification, concussion training, defibrillators on site, CPR, first aid and AED certification, security cameras, rank and lineage checks, and verification of business insurance. Join the trusted martial arts registry that's redefining safety throughout North America. Lead by example. Show parents you're accredited with Academy Safe.
Special thank you to the crew over at Flow and Roll for all their support. Flow and Roll is renowned for their incredible no-gi rash guards, shorts, and leggings. Flow and Roll has quickly become the premier custom apparel provider for academies big and small throughout the United States. Reach out today to discuss your custom order and ask about their incredible pre-order program. You can send an email to flowandroll@gmail.com or visit their Instagram at flow_n_roll and shoot them a direct message. And yes, they can create an awesome custom gi for your academy as well. Visit flowandroll.com to check out their awesome designs, and remember, you'll get 20% off your purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD.
Is your business getting lost online? Black Belt Digital Marketing is a full-service digital marketing agency that helps you get found, get leads, and grow. We specialize in local and website SEO, so your business stands out when customers search. Our website SEO makes sure your site loads fast, ranks high, and stays ahead of AI-driven search, so customers find you first. More visibility, more clicks. More customers right when they're ready to buy. Grow your business online with Black Belt Digital Marketing. Visit bbdigitalmarketing.com or call 9542-204932 today.
That's all happened. And then yesterday, I get a message from again, just an internet message actually from an academy that's going through the process. I won't say, again, I don't want to say people's names because I don't want them to feel like they're outing people. So now there's this Madison Hughes female comes out, and she's posted not only her statement, but the entire police report about Jordan Patrick, a female who was a coach at Kingsway. I guess she was has a wrestling background, but she was I believe she's a black belt. Her Instagram has now been taken down, so I couldn't do more checking through her Instagram. But there is stuff that other people have posted. But Jordan Patrick, she has a restraining order against her that she actually got. And she said, you know how hard it is to get a restraining order? I guess in Texas, she's like, you know how hard it is?
You have to have a burden of proof.
Yeah, so it's her statement, all of the legal documents and the restraining order. It's a very long.
Apparently, she even has evidence of violating the restraining order since.
Yeah, again, crazy.
Yeah.
Now this is the first that I know of female black belt harassing another female. It's always been, a male doing something stupid. When I went to the Amaya event, it was a coach's daughter sleeping with a younger man. It's always been, male-female relationships. Relationships, not even relation. That was a relationship that she was having, I guess.
Inappropriate one.
Yeah, I get it's so. Why is it that it's okay when it's a young guy with an older woman, but when it's the other? I mean, I'm not saying either is okay, but right.
It's the expectation that a 15-year-old boy is just a walking hard on, and they're like, "Oh my God, really? I'm so happy about this."
Yeah, lucky guy, right? We that's us. That's culture. That's the guys. I'm not saying it's right, but I am going to say every one of us has heard of 15-year-old boy sleeps with his teacher,
tutor,
and I all grown. We've heard it all through our lives, and we're like, "Oh, dude, fuck yeah, man, go get some." Right? If the other way, we're like disgusting, horrible.
I think there's a presumed innocence of the young lady or the little girl.
Yeah, I mean, it's also it's gotta if he's getting excited about it, then he wanted it. I don't know that any of this is the right way to say it, so I apologize if I'm offending anybody. I'm just saying, and we both know, we've been like, dude, go get some. Look at him sleeping with his teacher, right? I mean, we all did that in our lives, and maybe we have to stop that. A lot of people,
generationally, you're a touch older than me. But in my generation, people...
Whoa. No, I'm just kidding.
You are a touch older than me. A scotch. Go. But in my generation, people were losing their virginity very young. I lost my virginity at 13. So...
Good Lord, bro.
I hung out with bad kids.
Yeah.
I hung out with bad
Apparently.
kids. I guess. But, so it wasn't exactly foreign. The 90s were a very sexualized generation.
Okay.
So I was born in 82. By the 90s, we're in our teens. And that was a very... Oh, I'm going to get memed. What year were you born? 19. But that wasn't super abnormal, I don't think. Or did I really just lived in a really scummy area? I don't know.
I mean, I know people that lost their virginity very young, but again, in this particular instance, we're talking, when talking about the, a younger boy, it happening to a younger boy, most people are like,
he's right.
Yeah, what does he look? There's we've accepted it. I mean, those people have gone to jail when they get found out.
Look,
and it's wrong, but the guy psyche is. Cool.
I know a handful of guys that were 13, 14, hooking up, not necessarily teachers, but 20-somethings, sometimes even a friend's mom. And they were ecstatic, and it was the best, bonfire story they had.
Yeah.
They weren't traumatized young men.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, regardless of who they were and if they weren't traumatized, they were definitely... I mean, they were being manipulated. You're a victim of a crime and manipulated by somebody in a position of power. And ultimately, that's what it comes back to, is that most of these situations are, there's a black belt or a higher belt that is grooming somebody, with the fight sports stuff that happened years ago. I mean, these guys were the coaches of these young girls. And then I think both instances, they were 16, go away to a competition with the coach, and then they get... They
Firstly,
get drunk and
who
raped, or
is
they give them
letting-
wine and raped. And,
Who's letting their daughter just go somewhere with a dude?
Don't ever leave your kids alone with anybody.
Never.
I say, just because somebody a black belt doesn't make you a good person.
No.
Being a good person makes you a good person.
Who'da
right?
thunk it?
Amazing, right? This little, whatever thing of fabric around our waist doesn't make us any better than anyone. So, I mean, we'll wind up talking about, when looking for an academy, what to look out for, red flags and things like that, which we've been posting online. But, this instance with, the female on female, issue is the first time I'm seeing it, at least in the context of jiu-jitsu or what we've been talking about. It's always been male dominate, or male black belt or higher belt, harassing or having, being accused of misconduct or getting even convicted of misconduct.
Is Madison a minor as well?
No, I believe I put the link there in some of the info that I sent you. I'm going to pretty much, I believe, say that she's an adult.
Okay.
I'm going to go to, it doesn't say her name. She looks like an adult. I can't guess. It says dancer, writer, woman. That doesn't mean much of anything. I'm looking at some of the pictures. She looks a little bit younger. She doesn't look like she's in her 30s or anything like that. Here's a picture of her all dressed up. She looks like an adult. I can't imagine she's under 18.
I'd assume she's in her 20s.
But again, you can see she's put the whole, it's her last post after her pin post. It's the last post. So, she said, I was assaulted, then harassed and stalked for months by Jordan Patrick, a BJJ black belt instructor and competitor out of Kingsway in Austin, Texas. So we're not telling you anything that's not already out there. I'm sure if you dug a little bit further, you probably see a birthday or a date. She emailed Kingsway. I think that she didn't get much of a response, if anything. She called, she emailed. I don't think that they took her seriously. And it's nutty. I feel this is like a bad episode of freaking Twilight Zone.
And it's all happening at the same time?
Yeah. The Jordan Patrick's page is down, so she's gone. And again, I'm only saying this so that, we need to hold people accountable, and we want to make sure that, that people know, like I say, like, I vote with my dollars. I do things in my life to say, I don't like this. I'm not doing this. I don't like a restaurant coming out and getting political. I'm like, I don't really agree with it, and I don't really want to mix my politics with my food. I'm not going to go there anymore. I became unaffiliated politically. Like, I'm not independent party. I went unaffiliated. I went no party. Independent is a party, and they put up a candidate. I went unaffiliated. I want to make my choice based on who I think is the best. I vote with my dollars, and I think it's Gaidama. I think that they sponsored Jordan Patrick. They haven't done anything wrong, but I haven't seen anything just yet of them separating themselves from her. I did see like a post where she was either going to an event or they were involved. So if anybody knows them, let them know. I'm sure they know that something's going on, but I'd love to see, hey, tag us, Academy Safe for Jiu-Jitsu Dummies. Tag us, let us know what's going on. We'd love to share the fact that you've severed ties with somebody who actually has a restraining order against them. So it was proven in a court of law that this was a problem. So love to see that. And at the end of the day, when it comes back to choosing a martial arts academy, and again, you're an owner, and I don't want anything that I say to screw you up in any way, but I have found in my experience in the gyms that I've been at, it's not daycare. Go stay if you can. I get it. They might be getting put in a van at the school.
Yeah, aftercare.
Then take your aftercare taken to you.
Aftercare is kind of a daycare.
It is. Okay. I know that, and I understand that. If you are dropping your kids off in the evening and then leaving and coming back, maybe you want to stay. I would say the unless. And I even I hesitate to give the unless. But unless you truly have a trusted group of coaches that are there. And I'm sorry, but whether you have a son or a daughter, I want to see a female on the mat. I want to see a female coach. I want to see a female at the front desk, because I believe that women see some of the things. I know that the women see things that we're not seeing, which is where the Safe Sport certification comes in that we make people do for Academy Safe. I am sure there are things that in that, in that course that you were like, I didn't think of it like that. Or I just didn't think about it at all. Grooming, like the one thing that I took out of that course the most, because it fit my situation leaving where I was the grooming of the parent. I had never considered that. I had people at my old academy be like, listen, man, it didn't happen to my kid. I don't really know. He's been great. I don't think he would never do anything to my kid.
That's pretty wild.
Right. And I was just like, okay, again, now he wasn't accused. He was accused of some things that related to children. I can't get into it because then it would say something that is a complete allegation that I can't prove. But he was definitely going after people's wives. So even, hey, he didn't go after my wife. Let's say it that way in this situation. He didn't go after my wife. He didn't hit on my ex-girlfriend. He didn't hit on my
statement.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, do you guys all know somebody that he did it to? We all know and trained with somebody that he did it to, that either they told us it was true, the person it happened to, the boyfriend left and told us, or we have male students leave and not come back because their ex-wife, wife, or girlfriend was being hit on by him. Mm-hmm. There's an allegation of a underage girl that was like being like offered, hey, I'll walk you to your car. I'll take you down to the store. Don't go by yourself. I'll take you. And she's like, what are you doing? The car's right there. I don't need you to walk me to my car. I don't need you to take me down to the bodega or whatever in the shopping center. So the fact that they took the stance of, well, he didn't do it to me.
It's cult stuff.
It's shitty. And, I know that I had people that were like, I'm going to leave, and then got pitched by other people like, stay. I literally bought a gi for a friend because he was going to come to my academy and didn't want to wear the gi. Got him a gi from Flow and Roll, cheap. I think he paid me for it. Got him a gi because I get a deal with Flow and Roll. No patches, no nothing. He was even going to be involved with Academy Safe next day. No, listen, I'm not going to go. I'm going to say, and okay, that's his choice. He's got a son that went through the program and is an adult now. And, by staying, you're letting people know that this is like a better academy. The more people on the mat, the better the academy looks. And you are helping other women decide to come there and then potentially be a victim to this person, to this coach. So anyway, enough about that part. But I think that the safe sport taught me that part that I didn't know how to I didn't even know how to like verbalize that part. And I was just like, oh, he groomed the parent. He convinced all these parents, I'm not a bad guy. I made some mistakes. I had a texting problem. No big deal. I found God now. I was an atheist, but now I'm rolling with Jesus. Literally started a brand around that, by the way. Drives me nuts. Immediately. That's where I was just like, so you went within a couple of months, I leave, I cause a little bit of a ruckus, I start talking about you a little bit, I leave you a bad review, and you start a new business centered around this. I'm the one that told your church. I'm the one that messaged your church and told them about you, just so you know. There you go. I'm the one that sent them a message. So
did they cut him off?
They cut off the association with the program for a little bit. He still does it, but I don't think with the approval. Like it was literally on the church website, and a link from like his Instagram to that church listing of the program. He immediately like found a way to turn this into a business. This is what he does. He thinks he's an entrepreneur, So anyway, so does Atos survive this?
Probably not. They've already. I don't know how many affiliates they have, but some of their highest profile affiliates have already severed ties. Their biggest coaches, their champions, the guys that have kind of gone the highest, like JT Torres and Hinger, they've already completely separated.
Is this our Me Too? Is this Jiu-Jitsu's Me Too? Me Too,
Probably.
hashtag Me Too.
Yeah.
That's what feels different about this than when the stuff happened with Fight Sports. I saw a story on the IBJJF posting a story in 2024 about somebody that I've never heard of. Mm-hmm. Where there were some allegations against this. I didn't even hear it. That's only 2 years ago.
Man, we've been hearing the stories. Like I've been doing this,
but I missed that one.
Years, but we've been hearing stories everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't start hearing the crap until you want to know till the Fight Sports stuff was the first time that I heard.
The Fight Sports stuff was the first time I really heard about like anything with minors. the majority of it was like, don't bring your girlfriend to the gym. Keep your girlfriend out of the gym. Don't bring her around. And God forbid you bring her to a tournament. If you lose, you're getting scooped, boy.
Dude, if anybody has... Well, number one, so when people, there were the allegations that happened here in the States, but do some searching about the retreat that they went to, and a woman accused a coach of raping her at the retreat in Brazil. Do you know about that?
Yeah.
And then apparently...
That came out with the fight sports stuff.
Yeah. That all came out, but that came out as like, and again, they were like, hey, this has been going on this isn't the first time. This has been going on since the retreat and even before. We had a UFC fighter on the show. Not going to say male or female because then it would out that person. They said they were added to the black belt WhatsApp chat. Mm-hmm. It was disgusting.
For fight sports.
Like they were, again, allegedly, I'm hearing this through somebody else. It was alleged that it was pretty disgusting, and the way that they were talking about allegations that had come out was disgusting. And she chose to not, shit, I said she. They chose to not
bleep that.
Yeah, Bo, take this out. They chose not to train there for their jiu-jitsu, for their UFC fighting, for their training camps.
Quite surprised that after, was it 2 years ago, that stuff about fight sports came out, that there's still such a strong fight sports presence. Because at one point we had a quick break off, similar to what we're seeing now.
There were
not as large.
A handful of people,
a lot of gyms
4 or 5
broke
academies
off,
in Florida that left.
And a lot of gyms stayed with. Mm-hmm. And, some of the people at the front of those gyms are people that I've known for ages. And I'm like, obviously you're not on board with this, but you stay. Like, I understand franchise strength and name strength, but where Atos seems to have lost it, fight sports is still somehow maintained. I mean, their name. Is it just time? Do people just numb out from the news?
I think the difference is that a lot of those allegations, other than the retreat in Brazil, mm-hmm. where there are allegations of that woman being, I said it already, assaulted. Yeah, this is the first time something like this has happened at the affiliate, and not only the affiliate. Again, from what I understand, I don't know if there are other investors, and we're finding out a lot of times now that there are boards at affiliates. I didn't know that. This is the first time, essentially the head of the affiliation. It's happened at HQ. Mm-hmm. Fight sports, it happened at other locations. Yeah. And then HQ is accused of covering things up and helping people leave the country. Mm-hmm. But the accusations didn't have there. If anybody really wants to get the story, follow Maggie Grandaddy, who is now Maggie Lira. Follow Maggie Grandaddy. She's like, I'm not going to stay quiet anymore. And she's been putting out some really powerful stuff. Yeah. She's not making accusations. She's talking about the system as a whole. But she's also introduced, and I was kind of looking at it going, is this the right time? Okay, maybe let's talk about it all. Male, female, right? We're talking about one female attacking another, or harassing another, I should say. But she's talking about the control. She's like, let's talk about the control that these men had over other men. I think she's saying her husband, her now husband, but they control them through belt promotions, being able to coach, hours. If you're not on board with the program, you might not get coaching time, you might not get a promotion, you might not get a raise, you might not get classes or get recommended for privates. Get on board with the program, support, be out there supporting us when the shit hits the fan. Toe the company line, and you're controlled in that way. She's talking about it. I'm repeating what she's talking about, but she's a great follow. I've thrown an invite out to. She said she's going to talk about it. I said, love to have you on the podcast. And she's, she kind of said, okay, it really didn't. The conversation didn't go anywhere to us setting up an appointment or setting up a time, but she's talking about it. She's putting out these, those scrolling, carousel posts, and it's pretty powerful stuff. And it made me think. I'm like, I had never considered how black belts were controlling men. I get it. You don't want to leave and belt promotions, but controlling them financially, man, you have their future in your hands, and then you're going to blackball them if they go someplace else.
Dude, it's always blown my mind. I look at the business model and I look at people I know or how they run their gym and how they place like the charismatic leader. Like there's this egotistical self, you know, pictures on the wall, me. Call me by my title. Like my guys call me Ben, coach, and if they call me like professor or sensei, they're talking shit, you know? Because I always thought it was weird, like, you will call me master. Calm the fuck down. Like, that's awkward. That's weird. Like, I'm a grown-ass man.
I do like when people call me professor. It feels good,
professor,
but I'm not using it. I'm not using it as.
I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
I'm a professor. I get it.
I mean, the professor,
Right.
just so right, professor comes from professor from Brazil,
Yeah.
right? They call it's teacher.
It's teacher.
Professor here, it means like usually college professor.
Right.
Hearing professor is there, I believe, is the equivalent of like your teacher at school.
Right. But at the end of the day, you're a coach.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I've talked to plenty of people, and I'm like, you guys have to understand, we're not that important. Our career is the majority of people's hobby. They do this for fun.
We're paying you.
Right. You do this for fun. Our job is to facilitate an awesome community. You have a good time. Obviously, it's
Good
physical.
instruction.
Stay in shape, learn a skill. But those are kind of secondary because
Yeah.
people will stay in gyms that maybe aren't the very best, but their room is dope, their coaches are dope.
Yeah.
It's an actual safe, fun, welcoming, open environment. You know,
Yeah.
being the best is awesome. I love the fact that the majority of my fight team is undefeated, no matter how deep into the records they are.
Yeah.
That's the proof that we're a room full of badasses. But guess what else we are? A really fucking cool community full of really solid people that look out for one another, help each other. We might not be the biggest.
I met your crew.
But-
They're really. They seem like a humble group. I see them talking a little shit in their social media stuff,
Of course.
which is fun to watch.
Yeah.
But I've also met them in person, and they're not.
They're never discourteous.
Yeah, they're
never
just
crude.
they're super fun. They're doing it for fun, and they're poking. And you
Yeah.
said like when they call you professor or what else or master sensei.
Yeah.
it's a joke. Yeah, I mean, I've seen how respectful they were. I talked to both. What is it, Kurt and who's the other
Kevin,
kid?
Corey.
Corey.
I have a lot of Ks.
Yeah, I think it's Corey who came to
The tournament.
no, not just the tournament, but came to the CPR, right? That was him, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I you could see they're not walking around like the way they just maybe joke with each other on social media, which is I told you before. I think last week they have really cool social medias. They have a lot of fun. It looks fun, and they're having fun with the social media. I like what he did at the weigh-ins. Is it Kurt?
Yeah.
He was just
Snail.
like. He goes like this, and then he doesn't
hits
shake
with
the hand.
the
He not only got the guy he was fighting, who he wound up beating, right?
Yep.
He got Mitchell,
The promoter. Yeah.
and he even laughed. It was
Thanks for
good.
the opportunities.
Yeah.
But Mitchell
So-
got him back after the fight. He was like,
Did he?
"Oh man, great fight!" Psych.
Yeah, did he get it? I didn't
Hit
see
him
that
with
fight. Yeah.
Mitchell got him back. Had to get his points.
He probably was like, he was waiting for that moment. I'm sure he planned
was.
it. Yeah.
He tried to beat him with like gummy bears at the weigh-ins afterwards. Yeah.
So, I mean, again, like your culture, I see you interact with them. I see you out there. What you're doing with the kickboxing stuff is amazing. Joining Academy Safe, doing this, like I've gotten to know you, and I know that you have a good environment. I think my school, the school that I'm at, Coral Springs Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
A solid squad, man. Solid dudes.
Yeah, it feels the same way. Like everyone calls the black belts professor to the point where I don't even remember everybody. Remember 15 black belts? I don't remember everybody's name. Sometimes I'm like lined up and I'm like, what's his name? Be like, what? Somebody whose name I know, I'm like, or I might not even know his name. And I'll be like, professor, what's his name? There's so many black belts that I don't even remember his name, but we all call each other professor. All the students call each other professor. If you show up late, you got to, you're really supposed to, even if you show up on time, you're supposed to go around and shake every black belt's hand. But it's usually, if you are late, the punishment kind of is now go and say hello to every black belt, go shake their hands. And this professor, doctor, doctor. So it's professor, everybody's professor. But you said something that made me think, and I was like, yeah, there's nobody's on a pedestal, because that same white belt could make a joke at the coach's expense and the whole room would laugh, and there's nobody's butthole clenches
That
up.
shit was
It's
not
not so
happening 20 years ago.
Yeah, no. Oh my God, my old coach was like, "Save it for you talk during save it for Facebook. You talk during a roll during regular rolling time. Save it for Facebook." Like if you were
Where's the hang? Where's like the good times?
This is the hang. We would be like somebody would ask us like, hey, show me a move. He would come over and be like, well, no, and take over that little session that you might be having with your boy. Like, hey, I do this and I want to show you this, or a move that has nothing to do with anything he taught that day. And he would put the kibosh on it. He was the only coach. He was the coach. It went through him. Even his wife and his son, no, he is the coach. You couldn't ask anybody for their opinion without him walking over going, what's going on here?
So different. I actively am like, can I find someone who's better than me at this and still fits like our community dynamic?
Yeah.
Because, I love training, but I also have a daughter and a wife, and I love seeing them too. So if I can take shit off my plate and give it to other professionals that are at a high level of training, a high standard of teaching, a high standard of character.
You know who's done that?
Who?
Joshua Fry.
Yeah.
He's a full-time freaking teacher.
I think he's...
And he has a pretty big academy.
He has an unbelievable...
He's what? What were you going to say?
I don't think he's teaching anymore. I think he's decided to take his leave.
Well, I think he's teaching this year. I don't know. The last time I talked to him, which was fairly recently, we've talked about so he had his re-up. Mm-hmm. So I texted him and I said,
hey, first ever
he goes, hey man,
school,
I was in class. Yeah, the first fully accredited Academy Safe School in Florida.
Okay.
The first fully accredited academy in the United States was Lionheart Jiu-Jitsu out in Colorado. Shout out to Anthony Garcia and his team. Amazing. Always adding new coach. Every couple of months, it's like, hey, add this guy. I hired a new coach, add him. Added a new coach, add him. So he's growing.
He has close to 500 students. He runs an unbelievable facility.
No, can't be. Oh, no, you're talking about grounds. Grounds, yes. Lionheart is fairly new, smaller, but he's growing. But yeah, he's got all of his coaches do social, not all of them, most of them do like social media. They have like a day that they do something. I'm in a little Instagram, let's call it a little battle with one of his guys where we keep on sharing the same thing to stories.
Oh, I've seen it.
So Joshua Fry put out a picture with our coffee mug that we sent him for Academy Safe. And so one of his coaches, I think the guy that does like a motivational Monday kind of thing. And I put out that picture and then he shared it. And then I was just like, let me share it again. I always will share it maybe a couple more times.
It starts with the kaleidoscope.
Yeah. So we're pretty deep in that now. I started adding also little images to it now. I haven't seen anything from him today. It's so funny that other coaches are being like, I'm loving this. I'm loving just watching this to see where it goes. It's like almost down to nothing already. So it's culture. It's that. It's I believe he has kind of the same thing, but he was able to he still teaches. I know he goes into the gym, but he's still a school teacher.
He is an entrepreneur.
As of November, he was still a coach. So I know that he's still a coach. I doubt he left mid-year. I don't know if in Florida
contracts.
There's my daughter when she was when she was a school teacher, it was a 1 year you sign a 1 year contract every year. So I believe he's still teaching. But it feels like he has created that culture. I've even, I've told him to come back on whenever you want. I think I've invited him back on.
He's the man. Because I'm supposed to bring my staff out to his to kind of learn from them.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
They're just a little 4 hours away. Is a little stretch for getting
bro,
people.
Tell me when you're going up. I would love to go up with you. I've thought about going to visit, I heard about this train that Seminar Stack took down from Virginia to Orlando. They put their car on the train and they came down.
My sister does it. Yeah.
I'm thinking about going up to Orlando and then going to see my daughter. Go to DC or go to wherever the stop is in Virginia, which I think is near DC, and then drive the hour out to my daughter. So I have my truck, especially when she has the babies.
Just get a sleeper car
and then just go. I love my car so much that I'm like, I'd rather be in my own car, and then that was like, oh shit. But now I can drive up. Even I haven't visited your academy, go up and be literally in the academy, go up to go across, and then maybe come back to Orlando and then throw the truck on the on that whatever the Amtrak. So, but there are gyms out there that have that culture. There are gyms that you walk into and it's not master. I just think that that's changed, and yeah, if you like the traditional way of doing it, that's great. For jiu-jitsu specifically, which is the thing that I know the most, I have more fun in a gym where I can make a joke and I can talk and nobody's telling me if you need it. I understand how that discipline plays into the kids' classes. Yeah, you can't just have them making jokes at an adult's expense. I get that.
Yeah.
I'm older than most of my coaches. I was older than every one of my older coaches. My first coach, we were the same age. My second coach, I was older than him.
Mm-hmm.
This school, when they find out that I'm 52, they're like, somebody will always say something about them being like, oh, they're older. And then I'm like, how old are you? And they're like, oh,
41.
49, 50. And I'm like, oh, he's a baby.
You're so little.
But when they find out I'm 52, I mean, it just changes the dynamic. So not that an older person can't show respect to a younger coach or professor. It's my personality to joke. I talk for a fucking living. I do this.
Yeah.
I'm doing sales. I just like
I wouldn't
meeting
have
with people and
nearly as good of a
networking.
time in a strict room where it's like no talking, no joking.
Yeah. I could step out of line when we're all. I'll usually tell them beforehand. I'll be like, "Hey, can we talk about? Can I make an announcement about the seminar that we're doing? Or hey, I've asked everybody to leave reviews for the gym because we're helping them with their marketing now. So just like things like that, and it's just like, yeah, sure. Like nobody's got like their butt clenched up because a brown belt said something during a lineup. Ooh. It's actually like I want to almost say it's encouraged. It's the fun part. I leave there going, I was just with a bunch of brothers and sisters that are fun, and it's and we're learning jujitsu. I think that jujitsu is better when you're okay, you want to compete and you want to be hard ass. Okay, there's a place for it, and there are people that are going to love that. And if you got a little kid that's a menace to society, yeah, maybe he needs that structure. But when you're talking about adults, yeah, you can let off the gas a little bit on the hey, I must respect and bow to the master. We still bow in and out and shake hands. Everybody we go in a circle. Everybody shakes hands with everybody. Hug, shake hands, whatever. Thank them. We still do that, but it's a different vibe. Again, anybody can. The white belt can make a joke at the expense of the black belt. Now he might get a tough roll the next day.
But that's you're supposed to.
Yeah,
like. I have a teenager in my room and he's got a mouth on him, but he doesn't stay for sparring days. It's like, so I like, hey, you're writing all these checks and they're piling up, but you've been unable to cash any of them. Yeah, you're gonna have to cash in, and I'd much rather you cash in 1 or 2 checks at a time than all 10 of these.
I missed the beginning part of that. What do you mean? When you say checks, what did you mean? What were you referencing?
Basically,
crap?
He's talking shit to guys who fight.
Oh, okay.
Which, hey, like,
be careful with which buttons you press.
He helps assist in like some of the kids' classes. He's like 14, but he's 5'9". Yeah. So he's like eye to eye with you. But like, hey, we're gonna have to curtail some of this. Because it's gonna get curtailed for you.
Yeah, man. I mean, that happens everywhere too, right?
But that's growing up as a guy.
Yeah.
You see where you're at, you get put where you should be, then you grow out of it, and you check again.
Yeah, I mean, there's a choice. Look, there are academies across the spectrum that do things different ways. There's definitely a different vibe in a gym like yours with like it's all MMA, grounds MMA up in Tampa. Like it's a different vibe. It's my gym just does jiu-jitsu right now. You could still have a good vibe and accomplish what you want to do, which is create a good environment and show people how to protect themselves.
You can work your ass off and still be really solid people.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a shithead to be a world champion. You can be a good person too. I think.
So do you think we're away from, I mean, I know my answer. I'll ask you the question. So, there was this time where, if you went around to other gyms, you were called the crayon shape, right? Do you think that's final? Is it dead or do you think it's still happening out there?
So I've been around the world a few times. It only ever existed in my training in the States.
Okay.
When I was in Thailand, Bangkok BJJ was like the spot for Saturdays. My gym was the spot for Sundays. And you trained at your own gym Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And a couple of gyms would even kind of swap. Tuesday, Thursday, we go here, kind of thing. But they were joint.
My gym used to do that on Saturdays.
And that was super normal.
Went to one gym. We all went to one gym together, and then they would all come to us the next week.
Right. And so you never saw any of it.
That was my very first gym. That was awesome.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And then I went to Germany. And like the gym I taught at only had gi when I got there 1 day a week. They were like, we are an MMA gym. We do that for shits and giggles. By the time I left, they'd added a couple classes. But when I did gi, I'd have 60 kids or people.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, where are you guys on Tuesday? And they're like, oh, those 10 train at Alliance. Those 10 train over in this side of town. I'm like, Why? Like, well, they only train gi, so they'll only show up for this. So like that day of the week was like big. And no one thought much of it at all.
Okay.
And then you come home and you're like, you went where? Wherever I wanted.
So let me throw this as you're sharing that. Is the feeling that even if, I know a lot of it maybe doesn't happen as much now, and you kind of like have to let it happen if you're a coach and you want to have students to train with you now because they know they can go train other places, and that there are other gyms that wouldn't tell them not to. But do you think that there's a bit of, is that the gym to watch out for when a coach is telling you like, or makes you feel bad for training someone else? Is it narcissism? Is it they love the hero worship and they don't want you to go anywhere? Because some people that I've spoken to have kind of said, well, or not even said this to me, but I think I've probably seen this, that it was a little bit more about like the competition side. Like, I don't want you taking what we do there, and we don't want to let them know what we do.
I think it's a convenient mask.
We might be in a tournament together, and now you've taught them our favorite move or the things that we're doing.
Bro,
like,
how long have you been training now?
12 years.
When's the last time you saw something brand new?
Brand new? I mean, it's very rare.
So, like, as an example,
it's usually a variation on something that's already out there, you know?
So I created a gi variation off of a no-gi pass that my buddy Jeff Munson did.
I remember this.
Didn't have a name for it. So I just called it the Stark Pass. Whatever. I taught entire seminar tours on it.
Great name, by
Thanks.
the way.
Dude, I taught a seminar tour in Asia with it. I taught a tour in Germany with it. I taught a tour in Finland and England with it. All focused on this one move that no one ever taught me. I just derived it off a no-gi move I learned from Jeff. And then a buddy of mine, like years later, sends me a video in black and white of two old Japanese men doing the exact same move. Like, this video taken in 1947 from the Kudokan in Japan. I'm like, nothing's new.
Yeah, that is true.
So
that happened a lot with these guys that were like, it's American Jiu-Jitsu, we do leg locks and you know, whatever.
It's great branding.
You know, and then there's some old video comes out like in black and white of two like Japanese guys like doing a some type of seminar or something. We're doing like a show and showing jiu-jitsu, and it's just like, oh, that's been going on forever.
I've even done it to myself where like I did a move at like, you know, blue belt, purple belt, and I was like, oh, this is hot shit. And then I stopped using it because I wasn't refined. And then I like kind of go, man, I'm in this weird position. And I do it and I'm like, oh, nice. And then I find my video from 5 years ago, totally forgot. I stole it from me. Like, you're like,
so, I mean, again, we kind of went off on the move tangent there, but do you think those days are over?
I would hope so.
Do you think that it's it is the owner or it's that coach telling you that you shouldn't go anywhere or getting pissed when you do go someplace because they feel like you might not just worship them as your instructor. Now you have all these other people teaching you shit. And like, right, it takes away from that hero worship or that I mean, oh, you're on a pedestal. You're the coach.
When you have a guy who's good and you dedicate time to them and they grow under you and they evolve and they blossom
and they start training in other places,
and you start going, I helped you get to where you are. You can see I'm valuable. You should like me. Because what happens? Like, hell, as a coach, you can see it versus a parent. I had a teenager. He wasn't drinking a lot of water. I watched his mom go, you got to drink water. You're cramping. You have to drink water. You know, you're cramping in class because you're not. And he won't do it. And she texts me. And the next day, I look at him like, hey, man, you've been cramping a lot. Are you drinking enough water? And the next day, he's like, I'm on a gallon already. Gallon already. It's just not mom. And eventually, when you spend enough time with the guy, it's just not coach. So I see you every day. Bro, look, you're improving. This is getting better. That's getting better. You've evolved so much. And I'm a big social media guy. I can scroll down and be like, look at this and look at that. You know? But you get used to hearing it. You can play. Of course you support me. I'm your guy. But then you go and you visit your friend wherever, and his coach is like, yo, you are that guy. And then you're like, I am special, aren't I? And that kind of
the coach that would impress me, and I do feel like this is me in other ways in my life, but if I was a coach and I had a superstar, I've done this with recommending it to other people. You listen, I've taught you all that I can teach you. you might need to supplement with this guy over here, or go to that school over there, because they're going to teach you some things where I might be lacking a little bit. Or look, there's just a higher level of competition in that room. So, for example, even with everything that happened with fight sports, you know, we're talking about VRMA, Wagner's place. I've had people ask me. I mean, again, you know, he had somebody working. He had that guy Marcelo working there. You know, he's like, I was just trying to help out. You know, he's, you know, Cyborg is his kid's godfather, I think, right? I think it was Cyborg.
No clue.
Was the godfather. I don't think Wagner was the godfather, I think. But he had him working there, and then they lied about it and whatever. But I've messaged with him, and it's like, I don't think everybody holds it against you as much as they do against fight sports and them not being honest about it. The second that people started to lie is like, you know, the lie is worse than not. In this case, the lie wasn't worse than the actual
It's
incident.
exacerbating the
but
situation.
yeah, it made it worse. And you could have just been like, hey man, yeah, we would try to get the, you know, you said he wasn't around kids. He's behind the desk at kids class. He's doing videos. He's doing this and that. Now I will say this: I've had high level competitors. In the instances where it's been adults, I've definitely said, hey, look, if you're coming to Florida, VRMA is the place to be. If you want to compete and you want to live and compete in Florida, and you want the highest level of really good competition on the mats and high level of instruction in South Florida, I've told them like VRMA is the place. But hey, just know that this is what happened. I don't have any knowledge of anything ongoing there, but they just had somebody there who's now fled the country. When it's kids, I've also said, hey, this is a great place to be. Just know that this happened, you know, enter at your own risk. But if you're asking me who has the highest level of like, who has the best mat when it comes to kids and competition in this, my market down here, I've mentioned him a ton. I think he's a great coach. I don't think that anything is like I don't think there's an epidemic of bad actors in his place. He had a bad actor that he employed at his place, and that was a mistake, and that's over and it's gone. I do think, and I might get, I don't think crucified for that, but yeah, he made a mistake and he's come back from it and he's apologized for it. And, you know, even lying about it was like, you know, maybe he got bad advice from some people to how to come out about it, but he's got a really high, like,
yeah.
I think
he has a fantastic training room. He's hard to fuck with.
But the point there more is that if I was a coach, I think a great coach is someone who recognizes, like, I've taught all that I can teach to this person, or I need to help them get like hey, look, you really need to do some more no-gi there and maybe some stand-up over there. You're getting it here, but maybe mix it up with people you don't know, and you're going to see some different looks, and go to open mats. And he's one of the places that I've recommended to people, but I've also told them, hey, this happened there. Look into it yourself. But if you're comfortable, it really is a good gym. It's not like it wasn't pervasive. It wasn't, you know, the entire academy had, you know, a disease running through it. But, you know, so I've done that, you know, and I'll stand by that. And I don't know who's gone there and who hasn't. You know, I've made suggestions, or somebody says, hey, I know somebody. Where would you go? We're like, well, what are they doing it for? They, you know, is their kid super talented and they want to take this further, or is it just like a hobbyist? Because that's not the gym to go to if you're a hobbyist. It's a freaking tough room. If you got to go to work in the morning, you know, the next day, you know, if you're a 9 to 5, or you're a judge, a dentist, an attorney, you know, and you're going to only train 2 days a week, I don't know that you want to be in that room, because those guys are training 5-6 days a week. But anyway, so I just think that, like, I think, in my opinion, I'm going to answer that question of, is the crayon thing gone? I think so. I don't think there's anybody
it's
now
not
that
gone,
trains
but
that
it will
know.
be the severe minority.
Yeah,
With,
I don't
with
think
younger coaches and American coaches, you'll have it way less.
those of us who now know wouldn't accept it. It's, you know, if you've been training for a little bit, you're not accepting somebody I'm paying you, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm at that point.
the
But
amount of
when
people
you're a
that
white,
don't realize that is crazy.
when you're a white belt, I know you don't believe that. And I didn't really go to other than my first gym where we went together to another open mat. I didn't go to another open mat by myself until I was a purple belt, and it was after I had Drew Phoenix on, and I went to train at his gym a couple of times. But now it was like, hey, I met somebody through the podcast, let me go. And I didn't ask permission. I told them, said, hey, yeah, I went to train down at this place, but I didn't ask permission. And then I just felt like it was different because I was getting these relationships on the show and people were inviting us to places. And then I started, that was until I was purple belt, till I felt comfortable enough going off on my own. The gym that I'm at now, my coach and the owner at way back 5-10 years ago, they weren't friends. They hated each other. They were pretty close to each other in Coral Springs, that they didn't like each other, probably for other reasons just besides business. And I got invited to that gym all the time by the guy that, I wound up saying, hey, dude, I'm looking for a gym now this last couple of years. And he had invited me all the time. I'm like, dude, I appreciate the invite. I can't. My coach doesn't like your coach. And now it's under new ownership, but my coach doesn't like your coach. And I just don't want to be disrespectful. Now I don't give a shit. There's nobody that's going to tell me that I can't. And again, my gym would just never do it. It's like we have one of the biggest open mats. And one of the owners of my place, the first open mat that I went to, I trained like it was my third time training. I went Monday, Thursday, and then went to an open mat on Sunday. And he's sitting there telling me like, go here for this open mat on this day, go here for this gym. There's a really good open mat on this night. And like he was pointing out people. He was like, hey, that guy owns a gym around the corner. He's got really good open mat and this. And hey, if you ever want to get some good no-gi and go here. This is my coach telling me all the other places to go. I hadn't even given him a payment yet. But that's why I went there, because I was like, wow, all these other gyms from the area, they come here to this gi open mat on Sundays. So it was kind of like, oh, shit. The fact that the coach immediately, it was a different vibe. When he's telling me where the other places are that I should go, it's like, all right, these guys are, this is what I want.
It's also someone who's not afraid to put their shit on the line. If you're going to a tournament and your guys are just getting mollywopped left and right, and then they go to open mat and they're just getting the floor mopped with them by their rank or lower, they're going to go, oh, eventually probably they're going to go, I'm not that good, or my shit's not that good. And then they pick up a move here. Next thing you know, you lose them.
What do you think about, I put out that video about the affiliate system, or I just put out a little white
carousel. Yeah.
I believe the affiliate system is broken. I don't think that you necessarily need to be part of an affiliate to have a gym. You are an affiliate. You don't have to comment if you don't want to.
Fully, like, the affiliate system I'm part of is not a normal affiliate system. Like, you got like Gracie Baja and Alliance that are known to be like, here's a curriculum for kids, here's a curriculum for adults, here's our national marketing platform. My affiliation isn't like that. Primarily the name recognition is the big attraction. If I get, was it September, just the numbers I remember, I got 5,300 searches or clicks onto my website. 2,900 came from American Top Team near me.
Okay.
Versus Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, no-gi in my area. Literally the name of the brand.
Sure. Okay.
So, 3 out of 5,000 of my clicks were based on that name.
Okay.
So that's the big attraction. Now, if you're talking about like an Alliance or a Gracie Baja, like I heard Gracie Baja is set up in such a way that if you go into Gracie Baja, Manhattan, Tacoma, or Phoenix at 6:30 p.m., it's the same class, listening to the same radio station on mats that are the same colors, the same back walls, and I believe even have the same pricing.
Okay.
Like nationally. That's an affiliation.
Yeah.
Okay. First, a lot of these are just like, all right, you're now Gordon Ryan Jiu-Jitsu Tacoma.
Kingsway.
Yeah, okay.
That's Kingsway.
Shit.
Right? So where I believe that it's broken is, we've seen it now, right? Like, I'll use Fight Sports. I was part of that affiliation. Fight Sports in Miami got crucified for something that happened in 2 other gyms.
Because they were headquarters.
They were HQ, but things happened at other gyms. So my statement was, why the affiliate system is broken. Why would you pay into a system that ties you to a predator halfway across the country who you don't even know? But it goes both ways. There's some instructor out there that I don't even know. I didn't give him his black belt, but he gets hired, and now he gives me the black eye, and I got to, cover it up, do this, do that. But then now with Atos, I don't, other than maybe the Lloyd Irving situation back in the day, which I don't believe was an affiliation system, it was more of a team. But now you have Atos with, hey, those guys in other parts of the world, in other parts of the country are now wearing a black eye because of somebody,
Yeah.
a predator halfway across the country who they don't even really know. Maybe the owners know them, but you got people training, coaching, working there that don't even know him.
Your livelihood
met
can be
him.
affected by some other dude's behavior.
Maybe met him because they came out to a promotion ceremony that you had to pay for him to come out to, put him up, feed him, put him in a hotel. And now look what's happened. Now you've got to change everything about yourself, put out statements, change your logo, change everything, take Atos off the wall because of something that somebody did that you don't even associate with on a daily basis.
I would say
I believe that system is broken. And I don't necessarily, I get the name recognition. I don't understand maybe from I've heard of competition wise, we're under their banner and we're registered with the IBJJF like this, like that. I think that entire system is broken. We're not an affiliate of anyone
I
at
would
my
say
gym,
if you're
and
gonna,
we compete.
If you're going to affiliate, you're going to want to co-brand, right? So
Elaborate.
I have a buddy up in Georgia. He is American Top Team Macon, but his gym is Rush MMA. When it was Rush MMA before he became affiliate, then he became affiliate and was like, oh, I'd have to change all this marketing
Okay, so
stuff
co-brand with under your own.
Right. So if you
your own
Google
place.
them, it'll be
Makes sense.
Rush MMA - American Top Team Macon. So that your gym has its name of whatever you want to name it, and it just happens to be the affiliate of X team in X city.
Okay. I got you. Which is
so that way,
normal.
if something goes
Pretty
wrong
normal.
with the affiliation, all you do is take down the sticker and adjust the Google, and everyone still knows your actual gym name.
It's the same thing with real estate agents. Yeah. To me, you just described what I tell people hey, have your own real estate website. Don't just use the page on their website because if you ever decide to leave Century 21 for Prudential, you just take the logo off your website. Your website's always the same name, benstarkrealestate.com. You just change the affiliation. All right, makes sense. That's great. That's a great answer.
That's why I have so much Hammer Jiu-Jitsu stuff.
Co-brand. You're saying co-brand. Have your own name.
Yeah.
Don't call. Well, so do you?
I started with a partner.
Okay.
So I didn't have, because we'd end up having to be co-branded, his brand, it was just a lot. Now that I'm solo, I've been in business 11 years and I am American Top Team Palm Beach Gardens. Okay. But that's part of the reason I started Hammer Jiu-Jitsu. The name's out there enough, at least within my student base. I make a bunch of cool shirts. They already have them. So if there is some kind of adjustment, it'll be kind of like a soft launch.
Okay. I got you. All right. So not necessarily broken, but there's a better way to work within an affiliate system, I guess.
You just got to hedge your bets, man. You got to cover your ass. If you're relying on someone you don't know, who's just a famous guy, and then when we look, P. Diddy, Kevin Spacey, people in power.
They do jiu-jitsu?
No, they're just bad dudes.
But guys that got in trouble for shit
that were long-standing staples, if not moguls in their industry, and all of a sudden, you can't. It's hard to rely on others.
Okay.
Not everyone has the same moral compass or behaviors, obviously.
Man, it's like I said, man, it's been a crazy. It's been a week. I found out this about Atos Thursday night from Brandy, who does my onboarding, from somebody she was onboarding. And he was just like, hey, do you guys know what's, to her, do you know what's going on with this? And then I got the info. I went and asked Rob. Rob's like, hey, yeah, that's been out there for a little bit, but no one's pressed charges. He's like, let's tread lightly. Be careful what you say just yet. It's been out there. Nobody's pressed charges. So the allegation also, again, at the time with the conversation I had with Rob, he's like, I believe that it's the same handle that has kept on putting out the story multiple times, and then wake up in the morning, and then it's all over Instagram. And as soon as it's on, I knew it was different. I know that there's that BJJ Reddit handle, but they really go in there. I'm not a Reddit guy, but I feel like, if you want to talk shit, you're over there. But I think we have Instagram is the place where jiu-jitsu and martial arts is really, it's bigger. We have a bigger community there, I guess.
Reddit reminds me of tape traders.
What the hell's that?
You back in the day, we didn't have the internet. I was a wrestling
you got
guy.
UFC 1 on tape.
Yeah. I was a pro wrestling guy. When you go to the ECW event, the lobby is dudes who just have collections of tapes.
Really?
And you can buy
or trade.
Buy or trade tapes, cards, It's just like a collection thing.
Okay.
Reddit's like the tape traders. They're like, I have this one. It's from 1975. Look at it. It's amazing. You know,
I
they
want to
get
see
in the
that. I want to
nitty-gritty.
see that Hickson fight. That Hickson
it's,
fight with
Yuji
that
Anjo?
with the
Yeah,
Japanese guy that came to his academy.
No one's ever seen it, apparently.
I believe it. It does exist. There's,
It
there's a
exists,
recording.
but they've never put it out.
Yeah.
That was the stipulation. He's like, I will hold this. See you soon.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think we only see what I've seen is the picture. I don't.
You
Do you
see
know the
them
guy's
go-
name? Do you know the?
I want to say
Japanese
it's
guy's-
Yoji Anjo.
Okay,
But
So
they
you-
also fought in Japan Valley Tudo.
You see him before, and then you see him
Yeah.
bloodied at the end. You see Hickson
Apparently,
before,
like-
and you see Hickson looking the same at the
yeah,
end.
apparently they came in,
Little dojo storm.
yeah, Dojo
right?
Storm, and he's like, great, we will fight in that room. It'll be me and one person, you one person, and a cameraman. Winner takes the tape, and it'll go on.
Oh, is that what it was?
It was either winner takes.
the tape?
I don't know if actually he might have come with a Japanese camera crew.
Okay.
But Hickson has the tape.
Okay.
But they filmed that man going in, and then they filmed him coming out like.
Yeah, I know. It's
Decimated.
Like, cut like bloody. Cut
Yeah,
up.
and apparently stories apparently Hickson just sat out and just beat him.
Yeah.
Beat him like, you came a long way for this. I'm gonna make sure it's worth your while.
That's crazy.
Those days are over.
Yeah, I mean, good. I mean,
To a certain extent,
can't just beat
like-
it. I mean, I don't think anybody's dojo storming anymore.
not that much.
There is the occasional I've seen like some social media guys. There's one kid that does it. It's part of the shtick, and I think both sides understand this. He'll be like, he's like day 35 of challenge. He's like a white belt or blue belt.
Yeah.
Day 35 of challenging
the toughest guy in every local gym.
Yeah.
But
And
he
like-
only gets the coach. Like, I've seen a couple coaches be like, are you sure? I'm going to give you to Marcus. And he's like, not you. And they're like, oh, yeah.
Again, I think it's planned, but he
Yeah.
is really fighting, right? He's going in and fighting.
I mean, he ain't scared.
yeah.
There's a guy I follow. Oh, God, I can't remember his name. He's hilarious. He dresses up in a suit. He interviews fighters, and then he interviews them while sparring, but he's hilarious. He's razzing them the whole time.
Send me that, please.
Oh, dude, it's really, really good.
Send me that. I don't think I've seen that.
I really wish I had his name because he deserves a shout out. He's really good.
My phone has heard you, and I will see it now.
Oh, without a doubt.
I'm watching Rogan with a comedian last night. I forget which comedian it is. Shit. And literally watching it. I have never searched this comedian ever before. He's not like on my list of favorites. I'm on Instagram.
Pops
I'm watching it. I'm on Instagram. He's touring. Like it's an ad.
I wonder who it was.
He's touring. I'll tell you right now. It wasn't Bert Kreischer because he just had Bert Kreischer on, but it's Jesus, what's his name? Older guy. Let me see. Recent guests. Let's see. I feel like I want to say Fitzsimmons, Greg Fitzsimmons.
Oh, yeah.
Funny guy. And all of a sudden I get an ad for his, like an ad, sponsored ad with like buy tickets now. I have never searched Greg Fitzsimmons. I've never said this is probably the first time I've ever actually said his name to anybody. I'm just watching, and then I'm literally and it's on. Now that could be just retargeting, like somebody like retargeted me off of the episode versus hearing it. I get that, but that's what's going on. That's how these phones and the internet work right now, right? The retargeting aspect of things. That's probably more of what it was. It was like I'm watching the episode, and then Google picked it up and said, "Here you go. Here's an ad," right?
So he heard you were looking for me.
Yeah, yeah, right. That would be even funnier. Like, hey, remember me?
MMA Coach Ben. Coach Ben. All right.
Well, anything that you want to add, man? I'm toasted, man. I am this has been super stressful, and look, I no more stressful than what's going on to
I'll
these
say
women
this.
and the people that are involved. I get it.
I hate to hear it
kind of crazy
for
you know?
everyone. And though this week I've been contacted quite a bit, luckily not that heavy of a thing, but I'm happily connected to Academy Safe. I'm happy to be involved with Jiu-Jitsu Dummies and what we're trying to do within our community. And thank you to all the people that have reached out to me over the week asking questions about Academy Safe and how it works. Please keep them coming. I'm happy to talk to you about the certification, what we had to go through as a gym, how I think it worked best for me, and what you might want to do moving forward. Obviously, Milton's the man to talk to. And though this isn't a fail-safe, we're looking at background checks. We can't do future checks.
Yeah.
But we can eliminate people that have already shown that they're no good.
Yeah, and to elaborate on that a little bit, just remember, the background check, what we're looking for is domestic violence, violence against women and children.
You smoked a little pot in high school, no one cares.
Yeah, we're not, possession, thing. I've said it to everyone the same way. I said, we're not looking for like minor possession, got pulled over, got this, got that. I had a pipe in my car. We're not looking for that.
We're looking for domestics.
Your coach is probably smoking
violence.
way more weed than you. We can't, we can't. I literally was telling somebody about somebody that failed the background check over possession, and we have to then talk to the academy and talk to them, make sure that they know and approve them. Or deny them on, if they say, no, I don't want them here, then that's their choice. But literally, before I even said anything, he made a comment about being on an edible.
Yeah.
Like something like, let's have this conversation real quick before this edible kicks in. It was something like that. And I just was like, well, I guess this is going to be a big deal then. And then, hey, just so you know, right, we're no big issue. This guy runs a class. It's like, well, shit. Half the freaking guys are smoking in the truck before they come into,
If they're a purple belt, they're getting high in the parking lot before they come in.
Yeah, so it's just, they're a purple belt. Funny story, we had a 10th Planet guy come in. I swear to I was in the back of the...
You're like, yo!
I was in the back of the gym. This guy walked in the front. He hadn't even come halfway through the building, and I smelled the weed in the back.
That blows my mind.
It was hilarious. He stopped along the way to talk to somebody. And like around, walking around the mat to come to the back where we usually get like chains and shit. And I could smell it. It was fun. We had him on the show.
Dude,
it was hilarious.
I have smoked pot before. I have never reeked that heavily of it. Are they hotboxing their car?
Dude, I think,
are they just sitting in it?
Yeah,
like,
it's, sitting in the car and you smell, you walk in, you got that like, it's in the.
It's legal. You can just smoke on the sidewalk. You're going to make your car stink.
Yeah, I guess everybody has a different take on it, Whatever. But he's a super sweet guy. It was great getting.
He was
to know
probably
him a
really
little
nice.
more.
Hey, you on?
Yeah, dude. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna say his name, but it was like that. It was kind of funny. We had him on the show. You were there. You were here. I don't like to put too much of their shit out there, but look.
Hey, fellow Jiu-Jitsu dummies. Think about this. How well do you know the people who are training your kids? Does your academy run background checks on all staff members, not just the owner? That's why there's Academy Safe. We mandate those checks, plus crucial U.S. Center for Safe Sport certification and concussion training. But we require even more. Our accredited gyms must also have defibrillators on premises, CPR, first aid, and AED certification, security cameras, verification of coach lineage and ranks, and business insurance. Don't guess. No. Demand safety for your family. Find an accredited gym at academysafe.org. Academy Safe, the highest standards in martial arts safety.
Special thank you to the crew over at Flow and Roll for all their support. Flow and Roll is renowned for their incredible no-gi rash guards, shorts, and leggings. Flow and Roll has quickly become the premier custom apparel provider for academies big and small throughout the United States. Reach out today to discuss your custom order and ask about their incredible pre-order program. You can send an email to flowandroll@gmail.com or visit their Instagram at flow_n_roll and shoot them a direct message. And yes, they can create an awesome custom gi for your academy as well. Visit flowandroll.com to check out their awesome designs, and remember, you'll get 20% off your purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD.
Is your business getting lost online? Black Belt Digital Marketing is a full-service digital marketing agency that helps you get found, get leads, and grow. We specialize in local and website SEO, so your business stands out when customers search. Our website SEO makes sure your site loads fast, ranks high, and stays ahead of AI-driven search, so customers find you first. More visibility, more clicks. More customers write when they're ready to buy. Grow your business online with Black Belt Digital Marketing. Visit bbdigitalmarketing.com or call 9542-204932 today.
Thank you for doing this. Thank you to anyone who's listening. And if you want to get involved with Academy Safe, please reach out. Like I said, you can email us at support@academysafe.org, not .com. Our emails are not .com, although we own the .com. We might have to change that. I made the mistake of forwarding an email to myself at .com, and I was like, why aren't I getting this?
Whoopsie.
It's .org. We're trying to save money, so we don't want to have every email and have to pay for emails, right? So send us an email, support@academysafe.org. That actually goes to Brandy, but I get copies of everything at Milton@academysafe.org. But again, I think the best way to proceed is reach out to me through the contact form on the homepage of the website. I will get that. Requests to speak to me. I will talk to you about what we're doing. I will ease any tension that you might have within your gym about it. We've had people say like, oh, I don't want to offend my coaches with asking them for background checks. Do not put the feelings of your coaches above the safety of your students.
Your coach should be proud to show you that he is not a pedo.
I don't want to make them do a background check. Well, every single coach that signed their gym up have paid for their students as well. Mm-hmm. We had one coach that said, I'll pay for it this year. We'll make them do the renewals. Their renewal hasn't come up yet, so I don't know how that'll go. And then the other thing was like, I don't want to have to make all my guys get CPR training. Dude,
why not? You choke people unconscious.
You might have somebody at your gym that's certified to do it, and you don't even know it. We had one at my gym, and we had him do it, right? And he didn't charge us a lot.
No, he was great.
You get a student to do it. Hey, maybe you just got to cover your fees. Maybe it's $50-$60. I mean, that's not a lot in the overall scheme of things. You're talking about making people safe. Talk to me. Just talk to me first. Again, you don't have to have all this stuff done. You're not going to have all this stuff done. The majority of gyms don't have everything that they need. Get signed up. Get your page listed. Get everybody background check. Let's worry about the rest after you come on. Yeah. One last shout out to Leo Optics, our go-to brand for sunglasses and apparel, featuring the bamboo sunglasses that we always show. I can grab them real quick.
Oh, snap. Oh, my gosh.
Wait a minute. They're always right here. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Leo Optics.
I feel like I just got hotter.
Born in Southern California, their products embody the BJJ lifestyle that we all know and love. My favorite thing about this is the stripe. I mean, now that I'm a black belt, that's my favorite thing.
Man, this hedge is striping.
Visit Leo Optics. Use code LeoOptics.com, and use code JJD for 10% off your order. Again, they're supporters of Academy Safe as well. Check us out at Jiu-Jitsu Dummies for all the ways to watch, listen, and support. Ben, you want to say anything?
My God. First and foremost,
I love
if you
have hold on, because you're going to forget. Number one, mention the gym.
I was about to do that right now.
All right, and you have an event coming up.
I do.
Okay.
First things first. North Palm Beach's premier mixed martial arts training facility, American Top Team Palm Beach Gardens. American Top Team Palm Beach Gardens. Palm Beach's only Academy Safe certified school. Come out, invest your time and yourself in the martial arts in an awesome community full of awesome martial artists. Proven safe, the Academy Safe way. And of course, if you are a kickboxer or a striker of any sort and you are interested in competing, I run the IKF Point Kickboxing and Muay Thai events down in South Florida. We have an event coming up March 22nd at the Davie Police Athletic League. We start taking competitors at age 4 and we go up through adults. We have novice, intermediate, and advanced point sparring. These are not knockout, drag-out fights. These are not full contact. These are meant to be growing and learning tournaments. Come out, see what it's all about, enjoy the action. It's going to be great. March 22nd, Davie Police Athletic League.
I'm going to add that to my schedule. Awesome. I'm going to open up my calendar because I have not added it to my schedule. Cool. We'll do that in a second.
Oh, we have our whole year planned. I'll give you all the dates up front. Guys, we're going to have 6 events this year, all at the Davie PAL. It's going to be banging. It's only going to get better.
Should you shoot that over to me?
Yes,
Let
no
me know
problem.
so I can put it on my calendar because I'm going to be traveling a lot for Academy Safe this year. I'm going to be, again, I'll be in Austin, Texas for the IBJJF, and I should know this stuff already.
Are you going to train when you're out in Austin?
I am probably, if I don't know. I always bring my gi and my no gi gear now. I get it. I put
Are you
it
doing
in
more
the-
no gi? I know as an
I
old
do
man,
more
you've
gi.
been kimonoing
I
it
do
up.
more. Yeah. No, I've always done more no gi. More gi. I'll be there from February 19th through the 22nd.
Oh, nice.
The event is, I think they're setting up on the 19th. I think it's the 20th through the 22nd. I'm leaving, I think, in the evening of the 22nd, but it goes through from the 20th through the 22nd. So I'll be there. IBJJF Austin. I'll be there with Flow and Roll. If you can't find me, I will be at the Flow and Roll booth for the most part. Just hanging out, talking about Academy Safe, introducing people that I know to them, and he introduces people that he knows to me. Ask me about Academy Safe. Come take a picture. Come buy some stuff. Support
yeah.
Flow and Roll. Support those people that have been supporting us. It's great, and vice versa. Check me out at Uncle Milty BJJ on Instagram. Anything else?
Check me out, MMA Coach Ben on Instagram. We've got a lot of instructionals: jiu-jitsu, gi, no gi, Muay Thai, wrestling, MMA.
Fighttape.us on Instagram.
Fighttape.us for the best in athletics.
ATTPBG
Yep,
on Instagram.
for the gym.
That's it. We're going
We
to leave
up
it
out
there,
there.
everybody. Again, listen, can't say it enough. At Academy Safe on Instagram, academysafe.org. Check
And
it
if you're
out.
looking
Give
for
us
a
a chance
gym-
to talk to you guys.
At the very least, make sure that your coaches and your staff are background checked. Don't go in blind. Don't go in blind.
Let's do it. All right. Thank you for watching and listening, everyone. Peace, love, jiu-jitsu.
Os.
Os.